I wasn't even out of my jacket when my dad said, "Didn't know they let dropouts in here." A few relatives laughed. I just nodded and took a seat at the back. Later, my sister's husband asked where I worked. I told him the company name. He paused, looked me over again, then said, "Wait, you're my CEO?" The room went dead silent. This was my sister Cara's Christmas dinner. I hadn't been to a family gathering in years, not since they made it clear I was the cautionary tale. The kid who quit college at 20 and never figured it out. What they didn't know, I left school because the business I started in my dorm exploded overnight. Sold that company 5 years later for millions. Built a new one. Took it public last year. But to them, I was still the dropout. The dinner dragged on. Everyone talked about promotions and mortgages. Nobody asked me anything. I sat there quietly, watching them toast to success stories that weren't mine. Then came the family career check-in. When it reached me, I said, "Still chasing the dream." Polite laughs all around. Dad smirked. That's when my sister's husband, Matt, leaned over. "Where do you work anyway?" I paused for a second, then told him the company name. He blinked, stopped chewing. "Wait, you're my CEO?" Complete silence. "Yeah," I said. Small world. Matt pulled out his phone to fact-check me. His face went pale as he scrolled. "You're that Julian Cross. You own the entire company?" Cara looked between us, confused. "What are you talking about? He signs your paychecks?" "He signs everyone's paychecks," Matt said, voice shaking. Dad scoffed. "So what? Everyone with a laptop thinks they're a CEO these days." "I started it in my dorm," I said calmly. "Sold my first company, built this one from scratch. We went public last year." Mom spoke up, her voice small. "You never mentioned any of this." "I didn't correct anyone because none of you ever asked. You decided who I was 12 years ago. Anything that didn't fit your story just stopped existing." The table went quiet. Uncle Ron tried lightening the mood. "Well, hey, maybe you can buy us all a vacation now." "I could," I said, "but I won't." Cara stood up, holding something behind her back. "Wait, before you go." We all pitched in. She handed me a small, wrapped box. I opened it slowly. A self-help book, Rebuilding After Failure. I stared at the cover. There was a sticky note on the first page. "Never too late to start over. You all picked this out together?" Cara hesitated. "It was Dad's idea. He thought it might help you get back on track." I set the book down, stood up, grabbed my coat, and walked toward the door. As it closed behind me, I heard Dad say, "See, can't even take a joke." That night, I made a decision. I did some digging, called a few contacts, pulled public records. My parents were broke, not just tight on money, genuinely broke. Dad had refinanced the house 2 years ago for a crypto startup that tanked. They were weeks from foreclosure. I contacted the bank, made an all-cash offer through a shell company, got the house for 20% below market value. I didn't evict them immediately. I waited, paid utilities, let them think they dodged a bullet. 3 months later, Dad's 65th birthday. Cara invited me to a private dinner downtown, 12 seats, same number who handed me that book. I showed up early, navy blazer, new watch. Dinner was civil at first, small talk, wine, then dessert arrived, a chocolate cake covered in candles. Then I stood, glass raised. Before everyone leaves, I want to share something. Most of you know I've been building my company, but recently I started exploring real estate, community projects, legacy properties. I paused. One property came up for sale recently. It meant something to me, so I bought it. I looked at Dad. "It was yours." "I didn't buy it from you. I bought it from the bank. You were in pre-foreclosure. Your crypto guy tanked." His face drained of color. Mom grabbed his arm. "I've let you stay there these past months. Covered utilities, but your lease is ending. You'll get a letter this week. You have 60 days to vacate." "You're evicting us?" Mom gasped. "I'm reclaiming something that was never yours to weaponize." Dad stood, face red. "You think this makes you better than us?" "No," I said. "It makes me free." Half the table froze. Someone's glass clinked. I slid an envelope to Cara. "Scholarship fund for your kids. Fully paid tuition. No strings." Her eyes filled with tears. Dad stormed out. Mom followed. Half the table cleared. Cara whispered, "I didn't know it was that bad." "That's because I stopped telling you when it started hurting."